So I think it was yesterday or the day before that this happened, but I just not entirely finished listening to You Are the Placebo by Dr. Joe Dispenza, but now I started Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And the thing is, what I'm noticing is there are mainly two different things that I like to do when I'm driving, regardless of distance or duration of time. I like to listen to music, and I also like to listen to audiobooks. And I've been thinking about it lately, and I've been realizing that I spend so much time in my car that it would be most beneficial to listen to audiobooks, because that would be an opportunity for me to learn, right? And so I was thinking about it either yesterday or the day before, and I was like, well, I'd like to have a balance, right? And balance is great. Balance is fine, you know? Balance is actually probably beneficial. As compared to like all or nothing. It's either going to be all this or all of that, right? Like, no, let's find a nice sweet spot, right? The fascinating thing about all of this is that from what I've learned, a majority of what Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about is personality, right? Creating a life based on personality, which is what we all do, regardless of whether we're aware of it or not, right? And so I was like, all right, well, here's the way that I'll approach it, right? During the week, I will listen to audiobooks. On the weekend, I will listen to music. And then I stopped and thought about it, and I was like, that's my personality, right? I associate the week with, work and learning, and then I associate the weekend with fun and leisure time, right? And I imagine that a lot of people do. I can imagine that a lot of people see that the same way that I do. But I took a second and I was like, that's my personality right there. My personality is creating my personal reality, right? And that's when I got the idea to make this video on the deconstruction of personality. Because before my eyes, I realized that I was deconstructing my personality. I was like, Chris is this way because of X, Y, and Z. Chris believes that the week is for education and work because of X, Y, and Z. Chris believes that the weekend is for fun and leisure time because of X, Y, and Z. Very specific things have contributed to the conditioning of my personality. Of course, I mean, that's just the way that it works. I just think it's funny, by the way, how this, line of light is, only on half my face. So, yeah, I've been conditioned to believe that the week is for work and education, and the weekend is for fun and leisure time. And again, I think that that's the way that a majority of people approach it and look at it, right? But the most fascinating thing to me was I stopped myself and I was like, okay, well, that's the way that I've been conditioned. Now the question is, do I want to continue living that way? Because I can recreate my personality in a way that has me interested in always learning, right? And of course, I'd be looking at things differently. It's like, okay, well, why would I always pursue the route of audiobooks, work, and education, right? Well, it depends on what it is that I want to create. It depends on how fast I want to create that, right? And it's so fascinating because as I heal and as I change and as I look at my personality and I deconstruct it and, disidentify from all of the conditioning that I've known, right? I really see it for what it is. All of the familiarity, all of the comfort, everything that has kept me the same way is there. And it's a choice to continue down that path. Just like it's a choice to go left or go right or go up or go down, right? It's all just a choice. And so the fascinating part of this journey right now is the deconstruction of my personality, because the pursuit of creating a new personality requires the becoming familiar with the self and the current personality, the current and present personality. And, it's fascinating, too. I saw a video on, I believe it was Instagram the other day, where it was like visual representation of you trying to create a new reality with the same old personality. And it was this guy walking forward with this string attached to his back, and he was like inside of a box. And there was like an opening in front of him with like a door on the floor, but as he moved forward and the string, he pulled the string with him, it pulled it pulled the door up, and it stopped him from walking through into a new reality. And that's the fascinating thing too, right? A person wants to create a new reality, but they're trying to do it as the same old personality, and they're not going to, right? If what you want is a peaceful life, but you continue to surround yourself with people that are the exact opposite of peaceful, you're not going to attract a peaceful life. You're not going to create a peaceful life. By the way, if you want to attract people in your life that are peaceful, but you're not peaceful, you're not going to attract people that are peaceful, right? The universe responds to who you are being, not what it is that you want, right? And so, I thought about it, and I was like, just like looking at this specific instance, it's like, okay, well, I can choose to change how I see things, right? And of course, having a nice balance rather than all of this or all of that is wonderful, right? But I have consistently chosen to see that Monday through Friday is for work and education, right? For learning, right? And then, of course, at the end of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is for fun and leisure time, right? That is the way that I have consistently chosen to perceive the construction of the week, right? Divided into two different parts, right? But that's just one single way of looking at it. A person could look at that in any way at all whatsoever. And the fascinating thing to me is that I became aware that I was doing that. Because, I was thinking about it, and I was like, that's a part of my personality, right? I think about it this way, Monday through Friday, work, education. I think about it this way, end of Friday to Sunday, fun and leisure, right? So I feel about it a certain way, and I behave about it a certain way, right? I feel about it as like, okay, I feel that I need to take Monday through part of Friday for work and education, and then I feel about it that I need to take the rest of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as fun and leisure. And then, of course, because I think about it and feel about it that way, I'm going to behave that way. So I'm going to behave accordingly in that way. And I just thought it was so funny because, like, before my eyes, I was deconstructing my personality, and I was like, wow, this is absolutely wild, right? And it doesn't matter how you've seen things, or what you think things are supposed to be, or how you think things are supposed to be, how you think you are supposed to be, how you've been. The fascinating thing about life, the fascinating thing about a person is a person's personality, and how a person's personality creates their personal reality. But not only that, how changeable a person's personality is, because it is. Again, a person's personality consists of how they think, feel, and act. All three of those are changeable. The way that you experience life is based on how you have thought, felt, and acted, right? If you change all three of those, you will experience life differently. And I just think that's fascinating. I'm excited to continue like deconstructing my personality and just to like see my belief systems for what they are, right? And I understand people might say like, well, that's just the way that it is, right? Everyone agrees that Monday through Friday is this, and then, the rest of Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday is that. Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean it can't be different. And so that choosing of difference, that's the difference right there. That's the magic.